Okay, so I didn't even know this app existed, but it's probably because it was US only. But there's this app called T-App, and it was created so that women could have a safe space to share information about predators, abusers, basically unsafe men in their lives that are out there trying to date. It's pretty much like a app version of those Facebook groups, Are We Dating the Same Guy? And as a user of those Facebook groups, like, I understand how important it is for women to have a safe space to share all this information. I mean, like, when I was actively dating, it was a great way to be like, hey, this guy, I've been talking to him, something feels a little off. Does anybody know him? And Jesus Christ, the stuff that I found out. There was somebody that they owned a gun, and I knew that they owned one. And then when I shared information and said, hey, this guy's kind of giving me some red flags, blah, blah, I had women telling me, yeah, that's my ex. And, they threaten me. They threaten, to unalive me all the time with their pew pew. And other women that are like, yeah, I dated this person for a while. And, I've got assault charges up on them and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, it is crazy, the stuff that you come across in those groups. And so I am a firm believer that women need safe spaces in order to share information. Like, we need to protect ourselves. But of course, anytime women have anything that's just for us, men have to ruin it, don't they? And as it proved, the T-App has been hacked. They've basically taken thousands of photos and women's government IDs, which they had to use to verify that they were indeed a woman in order to join this app. But it's all been leaked. It's all been leaked. And if that wasn't bad enough, if it's not bad enough that somebody decided to leak all of the images, all the information, all of these women's IDs, they also had to make a map. Yeah, all those little blue dots are all the women that were on the app. Yeah, because women who are sharing information about predators and abusers and stuff like that generally don't want those abusers to know where they are. But of course, some piece of shit had to make sure that they had to mark out where every single one of them were. Yeah. This is why I don't date. This is why I do not date. Because men are so fucking furious that women might out them as a predator, abuser, that they will go to these great lengths. They will go to these great lengths to destroy any potential support system that we have, any potential safe places that we have. They want to cut women off. They want to isolate them, and they want to make them afraid because oh my God, because people might see who the fuck they are. Because when women speak, men are afraid. Men are afraid that the world might actually know that they're a piece of garbage. Yeah. So, I mean, when I was a part of those Facebook groups, there literally was a guy that I had provided information on. Like, he, in the middle of our conversation, went on a racist rant. I shared a meme with him. And it had, like, the newer version of the Clue characters. So there were, like, a diverse group of people, and he went on a rant at me because he's like, wait, you wouldn't sleep with a black guy, would you? And I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, I find people from all walks of life attractive. Why? Do you have a problem with that? Oh, and he just went off, at the thought that I would sleep with a black man. Yeah. And so when somebody was in the group asking about him, I'm like, well, I'm like, if you don't like racists. Plus there was a whole bunch of other red flags. Like, he would go off about his ex and all this other stuff. So one day the person comes to me in the group and one of the mods is like, do you have proof of what you said about the guy? And I said, well, yeah, I think I've got some, like, back and forth and stuff. I don't have the original text, I said, but I got some back and forth between me and a buddy talking about it, if you want to see that. And they're like, yeah, could you please? Because they're trying to sue the group for defamation. I was like, am I included? And then she's like, no. She goes, don't worry, you're fine. She goes, but, I just need something to cover my ass. So I sent a couple of screenshots over with, like, blacked out. And then never heard a thing after that. But like I said, men do not like it when women talk about them.